Looks like you've got this. Oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Slash the slash. Chop it up. Hack and slash. That's sure to be useful. An emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress, blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Sharp steel. A smart foe would leave now. Ended it. Just be glad there's a rope. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks travelled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Not much left of that one. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. You should be able to use that.
He
wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old, and the child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Looper Lupin did to your village, your Mooma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end.
Befarme.
He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back. But he's grateful you have.
Quieto correboi.
It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land.
Oloi bo bopaweg.
Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. Asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here fueling its source of life. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding. You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy. You handle that net like you've... One day, he hopes the tree will have... But... Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, from this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into... One day, the land won't be as peaceful. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did... No, she's got lots on her mind.
Oloi bo bopaweg.
He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of...
Oloi bo bopaweg.
He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the tree of life, but now he's afraid it might...
Koibe o korfabe.
The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived.
Tolua lu toluka.
The genetic evolution that... His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc-Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof-Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo-Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky-Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. He wants you to understand that you'll all... Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out of Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories of he Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your...
That's
a spark of light in you!
That's right. Smack that spark out before it starts.
You don't have to be so harsh. It's such a little spark.
Take it out now.
There's always...
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important. Out of Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and the Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict... The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either He believes the tribe Sifu's, Myriad especially. Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the... Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. Looks good. This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone. That's the Myriad Tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Let's see. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Thinks you should just put one paw ahead of the other and make your way up there. The tribe is always open to a new face.
Sibi? La fanen aginkan man. Geratna fal hutut mus. Tugai la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. He heard you took out-of-date side against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping your next. And that's something you haven't... There's something... The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples. There were 6 of them, but the unity... Myriad wants unity between the... If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life. He was hoping you'd join the Sifu. Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen.
Lapu,
You both have gentle minds, so they want
lapu,
tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you.
olo sekada puto.
Once you've dealt with the rival's outpost,
Plats,
seeing
palam buena denke.
he remembers your...
Pala vuela, papa.
Anyway, the memories you make with your family are... Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Learning to swim can be scary. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he'll be honored. He says that wasn't too bad, was it? Way to go. But you need practice. Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something. You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go. You know you can't... You should know. She'll see you at the village square.
Andro?
She says that... Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He thinks you're truly a kidling of...
Juni, not now.
He wonders what usefulness you found. He says he can work wonders with almost anything and asks if you know how to upcycle. He You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He believes being He's looking. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience.
Andro?
You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away. Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility to... She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone. That's all she's ever asked of you. You've always followed your own... They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. He says that it's not too late for you to... There's no way they'll let you pass. He wants to know who you think you are. They push each other to become better, and some... She asks if you're hurt. What happened? She says it's nice of you to consider them, but they have weapon training at sunrise to... The most important... It's time to focus. Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best. He asks if you could help him, too, before you leave for training.
Some.
He wishes...
Und Lump.
He...
Some.
He's curious to see what you found. He's all for renewal.
Mishaku Harizava. Daremayak.
The style...
Intabadan. Will Shila Goyo.
Anora kapapom.
Your Muma says it's about time you got here.
That it?
Once you...
That it?
She says she is...
Sanna jote.
Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you.
Tukonda.
Thanks you for
Kamonu.
been working on a present for you. With that,
Tukonda.
you should go see him and find... Catchy.
Tukonda.
Your Muma,
Vasen kasaman varut.
a piece...
Arialoche nui mumera.
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see.
Vasen kasaman varut.
You're lucky to have such a fine helper with you.
Brumble marsaman vunundu.
Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a long day.
Tukonda.
Everything ends, both good. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Luca Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Antoro. Can't see. Kamonu.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Taten ko baba sakting.
Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin.
Kialdo male canoro tono.
Whatever happens, you... Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. Now that's something. Feels good on you? What will you make today? The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose. Your key energy is too low. Down to half your health. They've received news. You should hurry there and help them best the outpost. Keep at it. Toxanol was something called a corporate juggernaut, and our world still bears the marks of the massive ecological catastrophes. Look, an emergency box from the old days. Wow, bet that nut makes a tight fist. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? Concussion. You're empty of ki. Shot through. That notice board, filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close to one of those old toxin... The Toxinol Corporation made this place, and then just threw it away when they were done with it. Toxinol never came. There must be a track somewhere in this brick town. Good to know the trees aren't dying. Yet.